Hey y'all, it's Amanda, and today we're continuing on with our seed starting series for 2026, and today we're going to be starting Scabiosa and Honeywort from seed. Okay, Scabiosa and Honeywort aren't always the first flowers people start from seed. There are so many other things we consider, but once you grow these, they're hard to skip because they're just such interesting, fascinating blooms. So today I'm walking you through exactly how I start both and why they're worth the effort. Now, Scabiosa, I've grown many a times. Honeywort, this will be my first time. So I'm really excited. I've seen lots of pictures of it and I can't wait to utilize it in my garden. Okay, so why am I starting the two of these together? They both prefer moderate germination temps. They grow steadily, not explosively. They can be planted out earlier than true summer annuals, so these can actually get planted at the end of February into March, and both work well in the same seed starting setup. So I like to start seeds that relate well to one another and that need a lot of the same environmental situations. So these two like the same pace, steady, cool, and patient. So when to start these? I am Texas Zone 8, so we want to start early to mid-February, and today is actually February 2nd, about 8 to 10 weeks before our last frost. Now, my last frost is actually mid-March. Sometimes I end up getting some later frost. I do feel a little bit late starting these, but not really, because I found that the longer I keep seedlings inside, the more they struggle. So I have found that I really need to start getting my seedlings out a little bit earlier in the process. And they don't benefit from very early starts. So if I had started these in January, just like I was saying, these would both suffer prior to getting them outside. So I feel good about when I'm starting them right now. These are definitely early starts, but they're not January starts. So keep that in mind. Okay, so first we're going to start with Scabiosa from seed. And I'm just going to be growing one type of Scabiosa this year, Black Knight Scabiosa, and it is absolutely stunning. And surprisingly, it goes really well with pastels, even though it's this really bold, deep, rich color. Black Knight Scabiosa produces rich, deep burgundy black pincushion blooms on long, slender stems that are excellent for cutting. It grows about 18 to 24 inches tall and spreads 12 to 15 inches wide, thriving in full sun and well-draining soil. Often grown as an annual, it performs best in cool weather and attracts butterflies. Okay, we're going to start by prepping some soil. And I'm utilizing my sifter. And I like to work with Burger BM7. It is a kind of basic potting soil that a lot of nurseries like to use to pot up their plants. I buy mine at Homegrown Plants in Farmersville, Texas. But I do like to go through and sift out the bigger pieces of bark because it makes a massive difference for the quality of the soil. Your seeds are definitely going to want a finer textured soil so it's easier. Look at that. See all those big pieces I pulled out? And I've just put these to the side in a container. And when it gets warmer outside, I'll utilize those out in the garden. But your seeds want a finer texture soil. It's easier for the roots to go through. It's easier for oxygen and water to go through, and it works great. So today we're going to be utilizing my Amazon seed starting trays. So it comes with water reservoir, a 12 seed cell container, and then a humidity dome just like that. Super simple and easy. And all I'm doing is taking my soil and adding it to my seed starting cells. All right, and I'm using a couple of fingers to just carefully push down, not too much, just enough. You want it to be a little bit tighter, but not heavily compacted. All right, let me bring y'all in closer so you can see the seeds. Okay, Scabiosa seeds prefer light. So these are actually sown directly on top of the soil. Now, you might have noticed I'm starting with dry soil. I will add the water at a later point. This method works great if you're utilizing potting soil. It does not work great if you're utilizing seed starting mix. So if you do utilize seed starting mix, be sure to go ahead. Get all that out. Be sure to go ahead and pre-mix with water prior to putting it in your containers. So I am going to overseed this. I'm going to put a couple of seeds in each container and make sure I get one in each one and then I'll go back. And since these are surface sow, all I'm going to do right here is just gently push these down to make sure they have good contact with the soil. Just like that. All right, and then next we want to add water to the water reservoir. And we're going to fill these up just at the 50% mark, halfway. And then go ahead and set this in. You can see how quickly it's going to be suck up that water. All right, and then I've gone ahead and created my label with the name of the seed, today's date, 2/2, and then how many days till germination. And I like to put the how many days to germination so that when I'm looking at this, I can kind of have a good idea of where we are in the process. I'm going to put the humidity dome on and make sure that the vent is closed. Okay, feeling good about that. So a little bit about Scabiosa from seed. It is 7 to 14 days to germinate. You want to keep it about 60 to 65 degrees, so it likes a little bit of cooler temps. And for me, it's going to be over here, no heat mat. It does prefer to have light for germination. So I'm going to actually put it on top of one of these garden pots, nursery pots, so that it's closer to the light. These lights are on 14 hours a day. Your lights need to be on minimum 12 to 16 hours a day, especially for these ones that require light for germination. So let's talk about a little bit of taking care of it after germination. You want to keep them on the cooler side so they don't grow too fast above the soil line. Cooler temps will help grow roots. Warmer temps are going to push growth above the soil. Right now, we're really just worried about establishing a really great root structure. So we want to keep them on the cooler side. We want to avoid overwatering because scabiosas do not like to have super wet feet. These can handle cool weather once established. I will probably plant these out beginning of March would be my guess. And you want to harden these off before planting out. I did want to say after these germinates, after your seeds germinate, you want to remove the humidity dome at that point in time. You do not need the humidity dome after that. And then after that, they still need to remain under the lights as close as they can from the lights, at least about within 2 to 3 inches of the lights. They need to remain in there a minimum 12 to 16 hours per day. Super simple and easy. That's a fun one. I'm excited. I love Scabiosa. I think it's a beautiful flower. I haven't grown it in a couple of years, so this will be really nice. Now let's shift over to Honeywort. Like I said, Honeywort is new for me this year. I'm utilizing it as a filler flower for my arrangements, but I'm really pleased with the texture and the color of it, so I think it's going to be super cool. So let's go ahead and get that started from seed as well. And then we're just starting once again with the same kind of container. And I'm coming through with my soil and lightly pressing it into place. All right, let me bring it a little closer so you can see these seeds. Okay, so these just want to be barely covered. So I'm just coming in with my dauber. You can utilize the tip of a pencil, pen, paintbrush, whatever. And these are just barely covered. And let's see what these seeds look like. Look at those. Chunkers. Excited. All right, so we're going to drop one of these in each of the holes. These are dark germinators, so they are not going to go under the lights. I'm going to press them down just a touch. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and fill up the container 50% of the way. A lot of people ask how I know 50%. I've just used these containers for a long time, so I know about what amount of water is going to be wicked up into the soil. So I know that this works well for me. All right, and then same thing with the label. I put the name of the seed, today's date, and how many days to germination. Slide that in place. And we'll go ahead and place a humidity dome on top, making sure that the dial is closed. Okay, a little bit about honeywort from seed. It is 7 to 14 days to germinate. It needs to be kept at about 60 to 70 degrees in order to germinate. And the ambient temperature of my house is 68 to 72. So I don't need to put it on a heat mat. Should do just fine here. They are buried about a 1/4 inch deep and they are a dark germinator. So they do not need light to germinate. Germination may be slightly uneven. So you might see a few poke up and then a couple of days later, a few more. So it'll be a little bit uneven, so don't give up too quickly on them. I'm going to slide them under here with my other dark germinators so there's no light on in this situation. Kiwi blue honeywort has striking tubular blue-violet flowers surrounded by silvery blue brackets on elegant arching stems. It typically reaches 24 to 36 inches tall and prefers full sun to part shade with well-draining soil. This eye-catching annual attracts pollinators and adds unique color and texture to containers and cut flower gardens. So let's talk about after germination. Once they have germinated, you want to remove the humidity dome at that point. You won't need it anymore throughout the growing process. They prefer cool temps to prevent legginess. Like I said before, cooler temps are going to encourage roots. Warmer temps are going to encourage more green above the soil line. And as seedlings, we want to really create and work on that root health and growth. You want to make sure these have good airflow. Having an oscillating fan helps make them sturdier stems. These tolerate cool spring weather, so they'll probably go out at the beginning of March. Okay, and then just generalized care for after anytime you're starting seeds. Once they've germinated, you remove the humidity domes. You make sure that you are supplying lots of airflow in the space, and that will weed off disease and mold. You want to keep temperatures moderate, not too hot, not too cold, and water only when needed. So how do you know when to water? Check the top of the soil. If it's dry, it's time to water. A few common mistakes in regards to scabiosas and honeywort from seed. Starting them too warm. These prefer cooler temps, so you don't want to start them in a really warm environment. Overwatering will slow down the growth of your seedlings, so make sure you're waiting until they actually need to be watered. Expecting fast growth from these will not have a lot of fast growth. These really won't pick up a ton of growth until I get them outside in the garden. And then burying the scabiosas too deep is a massive mistake people do. They do prefer to be surface sowed. So I'm excited. Scabiosa and honeywort. I keep wanting to say honeyworth, you know, like where there's originals. So Scabiosa is a great cut flower, very long blooming. Sometimes it overwinters for me, which is really nice as well. And honeywort's brand new for me, but I'm excited to utilize it as a filler. It's supposed to be great for pollinators and it has a very unique color and texture. Okay, so if you are hesitant about starting these two varieties from seed, this is your sign. They're easier than they look. They just want the right timing. So talk to me and let me know, have you started Scabiosa from seed? Have you started honeywort from seed? What were your experiences, positive and negative? Make sure you drop that information below. And I hope you guys are continuing to start seeds. Later on this week, I'm starting my tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants. We are at that time of the year. We're going to be starting some things that like a little bit more warmth. So I'm super excited about that. I still have a few more seeds to start for early spring. And then truthfully, end of February, we're going to be shifting into more late spring, summer blooms that will be starting from seed. So I'm super excited about that as well. All right, you all. And if you are like me and you're on a gardening journey and you would like to do that with some gardening friends, be sure to check out my Patreon community. The link is in the video description below. It's all things gardening. It's just a great group of people who like to talk about gardening. You have access to lives, exclusive videos only available to patrons, as well as group chats, photo sharing, and direct messaging to me. The video I have coming out this week for my patrons is I'm giving them a behind the scenes on every single thing I've started from seed. I'll be going through each one, talking about the positives, the negatives, the successes, the failures, showing their growth, talking about the changes I'm making, but they'll get a really in-depth tour of all of the seeds that I've already started this year. So I'm really excited to share that with my patrons. All right, you all, as always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.